Now, I know you guys probably all want to get found in Google. How many of you use the Google search engine? Do any of you use any other search engines besides Google? There's the Ask search engine. There's the Bing search engine. What's happening with Bing and Yahoo at the moment? They're merging into one company, aren't they? One search engine. So Bing and Yahoo are going to merge, and it's going to be powered by the Bing searching engine with the Yahoo advertising. Except in the United Kingdom, where Yahoo is owned and managed and franchised by British Telecom, BT, and BT has decided that BT Yahoo is going to be powered by Google. So we're going to get an even stronger stranglehold on the Google search engine. Here in the United Kingdom, I don't know what the current numbers are, but it's usually lurking around the 85, 86, 87% of all searches take place on a Google search engine of some description. So for today, over the next little while, I would like to talk to you about Google. And that's because Google is used so widely, but everything I'm going to say to you does hold true to the other search engines as well. And what I think we need to start with right off the bat, if we're thinking about getting found in Google, is how do the search engines work? And just as a little bit of background for you, the first thing that we need to know is that Google does have a piece of software that goes crawling around over the internet looking for different websites. It will come to your website, and it will crawl through your home page looking for all the words it can find. It will put the text into a database. Google has a database of all the websites on the internet. Comes to your website, it will then continue to crawl through your website looking at all the pages on your website. Google's a deep crawling spider. And the spider will then put all the pages into the database. Google cannot see images. Google cannot watch video. Google cannot see Flash at this point. However, there's some very interesting experiments going on video that we could talk about with facial recognition, but that's a bit scary if you're interested in civil liberties, but we'll talk about that another day. So what we can see here is the spider comes creepy crawling. It will then say, here's your website. I'll come back to your website in 3 weeks. 3 weeks later, creepy crawling, looking for updates and changes. It puts the updates into the database. And if it finds that you have updated your website, it'll say, maybe I should come back in 1 week. 1 week later, creepy crawling, looking for changes, finds the changes, puts them in the database, and it'll say, maybe I should come back tomorrow. The more frequently you update your website, the more frequently the spider will index your content. So an essential part of search engine optimization is to have fresh, new content going onto your site to let Google know that you love this site. It's going to be then using that database. Did you all know that when you search Google, you're not actually searching the live internet? You're searching what the spiders have put in the database. So what that means is if Google only indexes your site every 3 weeks, that means you could put a new page on your site, but Google's not going to find it because it's not time to come back to index till next month. So your new content will not get found by Google unless you're keeping the crawling process going. It takes a look at the data, and then finally it applies a series of rules. And these rules are known as the algorithm. And we know that Google looks at more than 150 different factors when it decides who gets to be number 1, who gets to be number 2, who gets to be number 3. But we know that these factors break down into 3 categories. The first category is the words you use on your web pages. So you need to use on your web pages the words that people are going to search for if they want you. I work a lot in Ireland, and I'm working with the festivals over in Ireland. There's a festival in Cork, and she describes it as a festival of the senses. It's a music festival. Are people going to search for Festival of the Senses, or are they going to search for Music Festival? Folk Music Festival. It ain't a Festival of the Senses. Does that make sense? So this is not a time for marketing jibbity. You need to be using the words that your punter is going to use if they're looking for you. Okay? Content. The second of the 3 things that we need to do is we need to get other trustworthy websites to mention us on their website and give us a link coming into our website. And these need to be the right kind of website. So if I'm a member of the Chartered Institute of Information Scientists, if I have a link from the Institute to my website where it says I'm a member, is that a good link for me to have? Yes. I'm a member of the Chamber of Commerce. I've got a link from the Chamber in the directory linking to Hallam. Is that good? Yes. If I get a link from a taxi driver in Miami linking to my website, is this a good link? No. It's not about the number of people who link to you, it's about the quality and appropriateness of the sites that link to you. So the big mistake some of you are making is people have told you that links are really important, and they are, but only if they're good links. And if you get rubbish links, you can be doing more harm than good. So we need to get links. Content, links, and the third thing are known as external factors. You all know that your websites are hosted on a server, aren't they? Google knows where the server is. So you want your server to be here in the United Kingdom if you want to be targeting the British market. If your server is located in India, what nationality does Google think your business is? Indian. Google likes old domain names more than it likes new domain names. If any of you are setting up brand new companies and you're buying a brand new domain name, Google's not likely to rank you for a little while. Not well. And that's probably because Google knows that the vast majority of businesses go bust in the first 2 years. Google knows this. So Google uses something called an aging delay. And it does give preference to old businesses over new businesses. And it's just because it knows this from experience. And finally, Google likes big websites more than it likes little websites. If you've only got 4 pages of content on your site, Google probably doesn't even think it is a website. So we need to have a lot of content there. Google is an information engine. It needs to see content. And you guys have lots of content you can put on your sites. Product descriptions, product catalogs, customer testimonials, case studies, press releases. You all love your businesses. You've got lots and lots of content. And Google wants to see lots and lots of content. Now, the thing that really drives you all nuts and drives me nuts as a business is Google constantly changes the algorithm. It updates the algorithm on a regular basis. And the most recent update, again, as I mentioned to you, was in May. And one of the things that Google is now very interested in is what's known as the social internet. Google is interested in what you're doing on LinkedIn. Google wants to see Twitter. Google understands about Facebook. Google understands about reviews. Google understands about user-generated content, comments on blogs. All that kind of now also fits into the rich soup of how Google decides who gets to be number 1, who gets to be number 2, and so on. But what I wanted to do is to kickstart with you the easiest rule of all. And in this particular example, and I'll do it online actually because I think it would be a little bit easier. If I were to go to Google and put in Worcester plumber, this is called this is true Blue Peter style. First thing that you'll find when we do something like Worcester plumber, can you see that Google does bring up this map? This is called the Google, this used to be called the Google Local Business Directory. It has now changed names. It's called Google Places. All of your businesses should be in this directory. It's free. And it is Google's version of the Yellow Pages. It is Google's Local Business Directory. You can all be listed for free. And here are the businesses that Google thinks are plumbers. Now, as we scroll, by the way, what are these 3 things up here and all this stuff down the right? This is advertising, isn't it? This is advertising coming from the Google AdWords program. So this is people buying their way into the top of the search results. Now, what we now need to take a look at, though, is as we take a look at the companies that rank number 1, number 2, number 3, can you see a pattern emerging in the blue text on each of these websites? Can you see they all contain the word Worcester and the word plumber? This blue text is called the title of the web page, and it is the single most important indicator to Google to tell Google what the page is about. So if we were to look, did you guys know our home, is our Holmes Plumbing here today? Okay, can you see it says R. Holmes, and he is a Corgi registered plumber for Worcester. So if I click on that and go to his website, the title tag is the bit, I'm going to pull this down, you guys, hang on just a minute, let me do this. Can you see the title of this page is the bit of text that appears here in your browser at the top of the page. So can you see it says R. Holmes, Corgi registered plumber for Worcester, Malvern, Droitwich, and Evesham. Okay? So this title tag indexes the page. 4 rules I want you to think about. The first rule, of course, is you have to put your keywords in the title tag. So we have 5 rules. There'll be a bunch of rules. The next rule is the spider only indexes the first 65 characters. So I can suggest to you that the word Evesham is probably not getting indexed by Google in this example. So you need to make sure that you get your keywords in the 65 characters. The next rule is order of the words matter. So we would typically put the keywords that you want to rank well for at the front of the tag, and the words that are less important at the end of the tag. Now he's done his the other way around, but typically I would recommend that you could make your title tag something like Worcester Plumbers - R. Holmes Corgi. So you put the important words at the front. And finally, the title tags are there in the Google search results for people to see. So you need to write a title tag that actually reads well to human eyes. Because when you do rank well, this will be whether somebody decides to click on you or not. So the fact he's Corgi registered, do you think that's quite trustworthy? Is that a good word to put in his title tag? Absolutely. So your title tag is there to index the pages that you're producing. So all of you need to take a look at your title tags. I can guarantee you, if you fix your title tags, it's likely to have a huge impact on your ranking in the Google search engine. Now, the mistakes that people will make in terms of title tags, so for instance, here we can see for pineapple, I was looking for photography Nottingham. Can you see there's the title tag that appears at the top, and it does say pineapple photography, wedding portrait, stage dance Nottingham. That's the one that ranks well. The kind of mistakes that people will make. Can you see for this one, the title tag simply says the word civil. Do you see that? Right there? What's wrong with that title tag, guys? Civil what? Too bad. It just, so it needs, that is actually taken, what the web designer has done is taken the navigation menu choice and put the navigation in the title tag, which is wrong. This should probably say civil wedding photographer. And actually, this lady, Julie, does not work nationally. So what does she, do any of you work locally? What other kind of words do you want to be putting in your title tags? Geography. So she needs to put the word Leicester and Leicestershire, because that's where she does her photography. You might take a look at this one. This one makes the classic mistake of saying homepage. And that means if you go to Google and search for homepage, where is he going to rank? Right up there. So you don't, this is where again, this is a very common mistake, very typical mistake that web designers make. Another mistake might be to use the welcome word. Oh dear, beautiful wedding and portrait photography. Welcome. Who's going to search for the word welcome? Nobody. Yeah? Actually, is beautiful wedding actually a good key phrase? Is anybody not going to want a beautiful wedding? Is she going to search for ugly wedding? No, don't do that.